What is up, everybody? Jjohnson, Athens Ford. We are in another highly anticipated vehicle brought to you courtesy of Ford Motor Company and the Ford Performance team. So today we are checking out a 2017 Ford Raptor. This is one of the most badass trucks on the road today. I call it highly anticipated because it's been a few years since we've seen it, obviously with the 13 and the 14 being the last couple years that it was in production, but they brought it back this year for 17. The hype was great, and it was definitely well worth it. So we're in a 802A package today, which is going to be the Mac Daddy version of all of them. So it's fully loaded, has all of the equipment on it that you could want, from the seating, heated and cooled seats, nav, all the camera systems, blind spot assistance, lane keeping, adaptive cruise. So it's going to have everything in this one here that we're driving right now that you would want. So this year they brought it back, and they decided to go with the Ecoboost platform. So it's a 3.5 liter V6 engine, twin turbo. It's putting out right at 450 on the horsepower and right around 510 on the torque. And of course the Fox suspension here. So we're going to go over these railroad tracks like it's nothing. I mean, I barely felt that. Another new return or another new item for this year was the 10-speed automatic transmission. So feels great, and if you haven't driven it before, so my take on it so far is that gears 1 through, let's say, 5 or 6 are pretty quick shifts. Obviously 10 gears to go through is a lot to reach, you know, to the 10th gear. So it's going to shift very, very quickly from first gear all the way up through 10th. So the longer that you're driving on a constant speed, that's when it'll start to get into the higher gears as far as like 8, 9, and 10. So if you're on cruise control or, you know, on a long stretch of road, that's when it really starts to plateau out. And of course, that's going to help your gas mileage as well on this one. And it was said to be around 36% better fuel economy in this one right here. So of course, it's got the military grade aluminum body on the outside, and the Raptor is going to be 6 inches wider overall versus the normal F-150. So it's going to give you a wider stance, more aggressive. So it's going to help balance you, especially if you're doing any type of off-road driving or rock crawling. So it's going to give you better stability there overall, which is definitely what you want in this truck here. So there's 6 different terrain modes. Speaking about off-road, so there's a normal, there's a sport, weather, and there's also a mud sand mode. There's a Baja mode, and then there's also a rock crawl mode. So, and you can interact through those while you're driving on the fly. Some of them would require you to get to a lower speed to get into, because there is some 4x4 shift that's required. So depending on what speed you're going, it may or may not do it and want you to slow the vehicle down. But everything is really accessible right here from the steering wheel, as well as far as being able to switch into the terrain modes. And there's also a steering mode that you can go through, again, for normal, sport, and comfort. So I usually leave it in sport here as we check it out. Paddle shifters are going to be right behind this steering wheel. It's leather wrapped, and it has this red line up here, which I always like to have in any performance vehicle. That way you can figure out where your wheel is exactly turned if you're doing any type of high-speed driving or anything like that. It keeps you more centered as far as, you know, straight ahead and keeping the wheel straight. So but again, paddle shifters are right behind the steering wheel here. Very easy to use. They're probably about, I don't know, 5 inches in overall diameter, so you can use them here on the top if you like to, or at the bottom, whatever's more comfortable. So overall, this truck is going to be one that you could drive on the street as a daily. It still has a comfortable ride. It's sitting on BFGs, 35-inch BFGs, so super comfortable. Now, obviously, with the suspension being Fox, it's not extremely stiff, but you can feel most of the bumps in the road, which in a truck like this is something that you definitely won't mind, because I want to be able to feel everything as I drive. We'll give it a little acceleration here. So that's 3rd gear, still in 3rd, 4th, 5th, and finally to 6th gear. So as you can probably hear from the video there, it does shift extremely fast, and depending on what speed you're running, some of those gears, I believe it wanted to hold 3rd and 4th gear out there pretty long compared to 5th and 6th gear. So but definitely feel the torque in it. Again, that's 510, so plenty of power there. And again, overall, you can get this vehicle in a super cab setup, which would be basically an extended cab. Ford calls it a super cab. And you can also get it in the full crew cab, which is this one here. So again, this one is the 8028 package. So fully loaded out, twin panel moonroof, everything possible that you would want. The power folding mirrors, blind spot assistance. Again, the Navi Pro Trailer Backup Assist is in this one as well. Has the integrated trailer brake controller, so if you're doing any type of light towing, then you can use that. And but overall, lots of cool features in this truck. Definitely fun. If you have the opportunity to try one out, definitely do so. If you are one of the lucky owners of this truck, then congratulations to you. I know what it feels like here for a couple minutes to feel like a Raptor owner. So definitely a fun feeling, and I would love to drive this truck every single day. The money is totally worth it. So I've heard some mixed reviews as far as pricing. You know, obviously everything overall is increasing in price, but you know, to spend $60,000 and $70,000 for a pickup truck, that's just where we are at in the market today. So but overall, once you drive this truck and you can see all the technology that's on it, then it's definitely worth the money overall, and definitely a fun truck. Again, I wouldn't hate driving this truck every single day if I had to. So definitely a good one to add on the list if you haven't picked one up so far. We had a good amount of allocations for my store, so every single one of them that we've gotten in, both retail order and special orders, they've sold very quickly. It's not a vehicle that sits around on the lot very long. Most of the Ford Performance vehicles don't do so. Again, if you're new to the channel, be sure to skim through. We did a review on the GT350, which is from Ford Performance, and also on the Focus RS. So all of those vehicles, super cool, very fun, worth the price tag that are on them, even though, you know, some of them have a premium price tag on it, but definitely worth the money once you're inside and you can experience driving this truck and seeing everything that it's capable of. It is very cool, and super excited for Ford to see what they're going to be doing future-wise with all of their vehicles. A lot of the previous Raptor owners or enthusiasts were disappointed that Ford decided to go with the EcoBoost platform over the V8, but really, to me, this one overall drives better. It's a lighter truck. I'm a huge fan of the older 6.2 V8 Raptor as well, don't get me wrong, but overall, this one has so much new stuff with how we're going. Like, it feels faster, it feels lighter, it feels even more capable of the previous year version Raptor. So again, if you're even a current 6.2 liter Raptor owner, give it a shot, check it out. You may like it. Again, I've driven both of them before in the past. I've sold both of them. Had the opportunity to sell one of these a few months ago locally here. So super nice truck. And as always, if you're interested in this truck or one similar to it, I do carry these in all different makes and models, so be sure to reach out to me. Email is always the best, jjohnson@athensford.com. That's going to be JOHNSON at athensford, ATHENSford.com. Thank you again for watching. Be sure to give me a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and we'll see you on the next review. Take care.